can see you. So we're starting. Check the house rules. Here they are. Just rename yourself on the Zoom bar so we know who you are, and particularly which idea company you're representing. Mics and videos off, please, when you're not presenting. The reason for this is that it takes up bandwidth when the videos are on unnecessarily, so please switch off. And microphones off so that we don't go into any echo or hear what your domestic life is all about. I'll announce your pitch and I will start your presentation. Remember to keep any additional slides at hand for the Q&A, although that is quite difficult to manage, but we'll see how that goes as we move forward. You can grab the screen share only through the Q&A. Just be relatively cautious in its use. And unfortunately, I have to ask you to leave as you finish your pitch. So those are some of the house rules. Let's move on. The game rules, you've got a 5-minute pre-recorded pitch that I have already reviewed, and some of the judges may have also done this as well. We've then got a 3-minute live Q&A with the jury, and I'll introduce you to your jury in a moment. The moderator, that's me. I check all of your presentations for compliance and discuss those issues with the judges as we decide on the winner. The announcement of the winner is on October the 1st. There's a top 16, 1 and 2 from each theme, get onto the final stage with pitching on October the 2nd. And all top 16 get access to the Climate-KIC accelerator, which of course is worth a lot in terms of your additional exposure, financing, and training. Here's the program. Day 1, pitching. Day 2, active workshops, keynotes, etc. And day 3, we actually have the big event where we see who gets placed 1, 2, and 3. Amazing, really exciting stuff. Here are your judges. I'd like to introduce them to you. And first of all, if I can ask Erki, because you're first, please, to just say a little bit about yourself and say hello to the competitors, please, Erki.
Hi, it's super nice to be here in the jury position this time. I think I've been with ClimateKIC, with ClimateLaunchpad since 2015, when I also met our moderator. What I'm doing now is I'm leading a nonprofit organization called Cleantech for Est, which means that we're supporting, funding, and developing cleantech startups. So we help to develop their business ideas. We help to reach them to funding and initially, and in the end, to export their products as well to a suitable market. And what I'm looking here today is the potential of the team, the commitment of the team, moreover, and in general, the impact of your product, what it has for the environment, the economy, and also the society.
Lovely. Thank you very much indeed, Erki. Moving on, please, to Olga.
Hi, thank you, Mike. My name is Olga Afanasieva. I'm the CEO of Ukrainian Venture Capital Private Equity Association, the non-for-profit that supports the development of investment ecosystem in our country and unite the investors from all over the world. I'm with the ClimateLaunchpad, I think, like for the 4th or 5th year, which is actually it was the first time of CLP finals in Ukraine. Happy to be here on the grand final. This is the first time for me in the finals. So wish you good luck to all the competitors, and I hope you all deserve to be here. And it's already the the winning moment for you. Good luck.
Lovely, thank you, Olga. Move on to Irene, please.
Hi everyone, welcome to the finals. I'm Irene Hoffmeyer. I founded Life Out of Plastic Loop a decade ago. We're a for-profit social impact company in Peru that focuses on marine pollution and raising awareness on plastic-free lifestyles. And I've also been involved with ClimateLaunchpad for the last 2 years now, since I joined Climate-KIC, and I'm responsible for circular economy and plastics at Climate-KIC.
Lovely, thank you, Irene. And then finally, Anna, please.
Hi everyone, and welcome to the finals. I'm also kind of new to the ClimateLaunchpad competition. I have been working with Circular Influence, trying to launch this competition in Argentina and Uruguay. And I'm a consultant in strategic sustainability, trying to help organizations and also individuals integrating the circular economy approach. Yeah, good luck, everyone.
Great, thank you, Anna. And that's really nice that all of your jury members are wishing you the best, and to do your best, we'll try and make it as smooth and as faultless as possible, which is always a problem if I'm got the buttons to press. You probably already know that we're going alphabetically. So Canare from Israel will be first up, and then we will gradually go through the teams. Please just be patient as I move from one slide to the other. There might be a degree of slowness. We've got a massive file here, and it does require time for everything to move from one point to the other. Again, all of us wish you the best. It is all now down to you guys. So now for the first startup, unusually, instead of me being able to whisk you up onto the stage, all I can do is press a button and move through to your presentation. So let's get on with it. Let's get to that presentation.
All right. My name is Matanda. I'm the CEO and co-founder of Canary Waste Treatment Technologies. Canary converts biomass wastes, which are plant leftovers, to value chemicals for the food and flavor, cosmetics, and pharmaceutical industries.
Mike, can you play the video?
Our current focus is on urban green waste. Urban green waste refers to trimming of trees, shrubs, and garden waste, all produced within the city premises on a frequent basis and in high volumes. On average, 20% of urban waste consists of this waste stream. In the US, for example, urban green waste volumes are even higher than the total annual harvest from national forests. We offer a two-sided deal. On one side, there are municipalities, to which we provide green waste disposal and treatment services. On the other side, there are industries such as chemical distributors and composting plants, to which we market the output received from the treatment process. So we receive waste from cities, upcycle it, and sell the output to prominent industries. Looking ahead, our growth strategy builds on our ability to treat different types of biomass, allowing us to expand horizontally rather than vertically. What do I mean by that? Instead of trying to move from the local market to the global market with one specific product category, we aim to grow through different product categories within one geography. We currently focus on the Israeli market and look to expand treatment operations from urban green waste to food production waste to agricultural waste. By using this strategy, we reduce regulation and operation complexities while facilitating a strong foundation that will enable us to reshape approaches to waste treatment on a global scale. First and foremost, we are cheaper than any current treatment or value chemical production technology. We also require a fraction of the conventional treatment duration, meaning the reactor volume can be small and mounted on a truck. So for an equal time span, we perform more repetitions, treat more waste volume, while having an extended operational reach and flexibility. Our sensor layout enables us to provide rich data and thus optimize urban disposal routing. What you see here is what we refer to as our garage prototype. It's a thermochemical technology, meaning heat is applied to induce a chemical reaction. From this reaction, the waste breaks down to three fully utilized fractions: liquid, solid, and gas. As mentioned previously, the liquid fraction is our main marketable material and the basis of our business model. The key to our process and our main competitive advantage is breaking down the waste while preserving the plant's immune molecules in the liquid output. To validate our key assumptions, we performed 16 interviews with various stakeholders. Our main insights is that providing a competitive price is truly the key. Furthermore, cities have very basic data concerning their green waste disposal, and treatment facilities should be as close as possible. Our competitive advantages adhere particularly to these insights. We defined our initial market taking into account 40 municipalities with a population over 25,000. Along with efficient treatment costs, logistics are a key financial driver, as we reduce transportation costs by making the reactor portable. Additionally, the greater the waste volume and its homogeneity, the easier it is for us to treat it effectively. The treatment process is carbon negative, meaning that for each ton of waste we treat, we not only emit less CO2 than the available alternatives, but we actually reduce CO2 from the atmosphere. When we achieve 40% of the beachhead market, nearly 45,000 tons of CO2 emissions will be reduced annually. In countries where green waste is landfilled, the potential CO2 savings are even greater. Our dream is to reach an annual treatment capacity of 50,000 tons in 5 years. We are an interdisciplinary team of experts from the R&D and business fields. Our CTO is a former rocket scientist because, well, what we do is in fact rocket science. Both our business director and chief scientist held senior management positions in public flavor and fragrance companies, as well as founding several companies of their own. Ladies and gentlemen, we are Canary and we transform liabilities into assets. Thank you for your time.
Hey, now normally there'd be a big round of applause. We can't quite do that, but feel free to do it on the reactions if you wish. Well done, Canary. Well done for being the first up today. So I'm just going to see if I can move us on to that bit. So thank you very much. All right, you're getting some claps from the audience, Canary, Matan, well done, good stuff. So we'll come to our judges, and I have Anna is on first person I can see. So Anna, your question please to Canary.
Okay, so I was wondering how your company will impact in terms of job creation.
All right, great question. When it comes to job creation, it obviously correlates with the amounts of waste that we intend to treat. So according to calculation that we did, if we're not taking into account overhead, only direct operational staff, for volume treatment of 1,000 tons, we will need approximately 20 operators. Between 15 and 20 to be precise. Now, this is obviously without contractors and outsourcing facilities that we will need their services.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you for your question.
Congratulations, Mata, super interesting. So I've worked with municipal waste streams before in Latin America, and I'm curious, you mentioned you had these 16 interviews. From my experience, there's usually a reluctance to fund alternative waste management systems. So what have you found so far in your local context in Israel? Is there willingness to pay for a service like this?
Well, the answer is very simple. Because they're cheaper than their current alternatives, the conservative alternatives, which is normal contractors which take the waste or either landfill it or take it to composting facilities. We are cheaper. Our solution is actually 35% cheaper. So every municipality that we have spoken with was very, very enthusiastic to working with us. Now, the reason that we are 35% cheaper, because we are the gate fee and we do not have any residues at the end of the process, at the end of the live stream. So we basically take the biomass from the municipalities, charge them less than their current solutions, and then produce extract with monetary value, which we cover the costs of the treatment itself. So regarding specifically your question, yes, the municipalities are actually very enthusiastic of working with us.
Okay, thank you very much. I think we've got time for one more quick question, please, Olga.
I don't have questions for now, thank you.
Okay. Erki?
Yes, I can surely take a question. Thank you for the presentation. That was nice and swift. Can you kind of describe a bit of the trends in the sector, and are there any policy regulations that could impact your sector or your value proposition as well?
Yes, of course. So regulation-wise, it really depends on the waste stream that you tackle. As I said, our current focal point is on urban green waste, but basically we aim to tackle mostly high volume homogeneous biomass. So if you're referring to regulation, I'm sorry, I think I'm out of time as the
Well done.
I'm sorry about that.
Well done, Canare. I was going to give you a little bit more time, but thank you for stopping so promptly. All right, everybody, we're just going to give the judges a few seconds to score. And if judges, you could just let me know when you're ready for me to move on. We'll go ahead. Well done, Canare. Sorry, would you remind me of your first name?
Matan.
Matan.
Got it. Last name.
Got it right in front of me. Well done. Thank you very much. Big step going first on such an event. So well done, sir. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Okay, Olga's ready. Okay. Erki's ready. Thank you, Erki. Okay, we're there. We are ready. I think we are ready. Okay, everybody, I think we're ready. So we're going to move on to our next competitor.
Hello, everyone. I would start with a simple question. Just imagine how much electricity is produced and used during this speech. Burning coal not only generates the electricity that we all need, but also generates large amounts of CO2, which is released into the atmosphere, and also generates large amounts of industrial byproducts, such as fly ash, which is improperly used and improperly stored in waste dumps. I'm Adrian, one of the founders of EGCOP, and together with my team, we want to show you how gray is the new green. EGCOP are cement-free, alkali-activated fly ash-based geopolymer paving blocks, which sell for €70 per square meter. They represent an alternative to ordinary Portland cement paving blocks, which are currently used in the civil engineering industry. The civil engineering industry is worldwide, worth billions of euros, numbers which we can also see in Romania. What we can also see in Romania is that there is a large number of power plants which generate electricity and also generate more than 7 million tons of fly ash per year as waste. This creates an opportunity to use fly ash as raw material in the production of new and sustainable materials which we will sell in the civil engineering industry. Why EGCOP? EGCOP has more than 50% lower CO2 emissions when compared to ordinary Portland cement paving blocks which are currently used in the industry. Not to mention, this also comes with similar or even better mechanical properties of the product. As mentioned earlier, EGCOP are cement-free paving blocks produced using the particular procedure of the alkali activation of fly ash using a combination of sodium-based activators. After undergoing a 24-hour heat treatment at 7 days of age, the paving blocks are ready to be used, unlike ordinary Portland cement paving blocks, which can be used after 28 days. They present low CO2 footprint and also enhanced properties and durability. At the beginning of our project, our research in the market, our key assumptions were based on environmental protection and the desire to change in the industry, and also to create materials with sustainable design. After interviewing several key companies in the civil engineering industry in Romania, we learned that the industry is open and willing to buy sustainable materials. But as a material used in the civil engineering industry, it has to be a quality product with certain mechanical properties for its intended use and has to offer similar or even better advantages for its price. Although currently geopolymer materials are more seen as niche applications, driven by the increasing interest in sustainable materials and also by the large quantities of fly ash and its low price, producing and selling EG-COP will generate a profit of almost 2 million euros in 5 years. In terms of climate change, when using EG-COP, more than 400 kilograms of CO2 per 1 ton of binder can be reduced when compared to ordinary Portland cement paving blocks which are currently used in the industry. I was Adrian, and together with Henriette and Braduz, we are EG-COP. Our goal is to produce innovative cement-free, environmental-friendly construction materials produced only by using industrial waste and byproducts as raw materials. Our financial goals are to achieve 2 million euros in 5 years, and also to provide ecological alternatives to traditional construction materials in the civil engineering industry, opening new perspectives. Thank you for your attention. Be safe and bye CO2.
Well, big round of applause there for Adrian. Well done, Adrian. Lovely. So let me just move on the slide. So before we start, we're going to go to the judges for questions in a moment. There we are. Okay, lovely. Adrian, you can hear me okay?
Yeah, can you also hear me? It's everything
yes,
okay?
Perfect. Okay. So let me go first to Olga, please. Would you please start our questions for today?
Yeah, thank you for giving the opportunity to ask the question. Thank you for your pitch. I've seen the team that you have. It seems like it's very qualified in terms of, you know, like science-wise. But do you have the members of your team who are focused more on like sales, connecting to the customers, like as they say in the startup world, like hustling thing? How do you see this happen?
Yeah, our team is mainly focused on research, and all of us, we are engineers. But talking to the companies in Romania, we also have one big company in Romania which is eager to help us starting to sell our product after we manage to establish all the mechanical properties of the material. So yeah, we are all engineers, but we all have the help of one big company in Romania which will help us.
All right,
thank you.
Thank you very much, and thank you, Olga, for that question. Can I go to Erki, please?
Yes, thank you. Thank you, Adrian, for the presentation. I can see also that you brought a prototype to the digging. Yeah, thanks. That's always a good thing. I had a question. Why paving blocks? Is it the brick that is unique and the design of it, or the material that goes in there? And why are you restricting with the paving blocks?
Yeah, thank you for the question. The paving blocks are basically the first thing that we intended to do. We are currently also developing road edges and road slabs. And also we are focusing on not using the heat treatment, which I mentioned in my pitch, to produce basically every construction element that we can use in the industry. So this is our first product. This
can I get
just the beginning.
Quick follow-up?
Sorry.
So,
yep,
can I get a quick follow-up? So what is the binder, and could this material be printed as well? Because I know a 3D printer company that's doing concrete printing.
Our paving blocks do not have cement, so the geopolymer concrete, the studies regarding the geopolymer concrete are still at the beginning. I personally do not know at this time if there is a 3D printing regarding the geopolymerization process of the product, but our results are very interesting and we can use our product in the market right now.
Okay, thank you very much for that. Anna, if you've got a very, very sharp question and a very sharp response, Adrian.
Okay.
Anna? Nope.
No, I think it's okay. Yeah.
Okay, Adrian, you've got off quite lightly because we've run out of time. Well done, Adrian.
Thank you very much.
Pleasure to listen to your pitch.
Be safe.
Thank you. And you, Adrian. Cheers.
Bye.
Thank you very much, judges. Everybody on the call, please remember, try and keep your answers quite brief, quite snappy, and then we can get more information from you. You've only got 3 minutes. So let me move us on to the next team. Now, what I've found out is that it starts very quickly. So just be ready for the next presentation to begin.
One million people die due to plastic pollution each year, and that is almost equal to the number of human deaths due to road accidents. Plastic pollution has been that deadly. Governments of several countries have already come forward to ban the single use of plastic by the year 2021, and which is a threat for the businesses who use these conventional plastics to protect their goods. And all of these problems need a solution.
So as a solution to this alarming problem, we decided to come up with our product, EcoWraps, which is an eco-friendly alternative to primary packaging. It is made using modified cellulose extracted from cotton fabric scraps, which are being thrown away in abundance from the ready-made garment industries of Bangladesh. As our beachhead market, we've chosen the green garments of Bangladesh, comprising of a market volume of about $5 billion. Initially, we'll be focusing on this market for the first 2 years of our venture. Then, we'll be slowly expanding to the other markets like the super shops, online platforms, retail stores, and the other shopping malls. By the end of 2025, we'll be focusing on the global retail and shopping mall chains with a market size of more than $1 billion, as you can see over here. Our product is more affordable compared to our nearby competitors since we are using waste as a raw material. The customers will be able to maintain legal and environmental compliance and also get the opportunity to get some green accreditation. Through these measures, the green garments can claim higher margins from fashion brands on their products, thus creating a win-win situation.
So far, we have created 2 types of biodegradable products, one of which is the biodegradable and biocompostable bag, and the another one is water-soluble. These products can be produced in conventional machineries according to our customers' need. The modified cellulose from the fabric scraps is the key to our innovation, for which we have already filed application for patent in the name of our company, and the patent is right now pending. Also, the required raw materials, which is the fabric scraps, are readily available within an established supply chain and a yearly output of around 700,000 tons.
When we had reaching out to our beachhead market, we thought our customers would be attracted to buy our product only for climate benefits and green awareness. But when we got to interview them in person, several other benefits of green practices came out as discussions, which are big brands such as H&M, Uniqlo, etc. are already looking for alternative of conventional plastic. And by green practices, these garment industries can get accreditation. Also, they can claim higher margin from their foreign buyers.
Compared to conventional plastic, our product can save around 4.98 to 5.5 kilograms of carbon dioxide for each kilogram of bioplastic produced. Besides, clogging our drainage, blocking of landfills, and water pollution by conventional plastics will be reduced if we use our ones as an alternative. Through this venture, we'll be able to cover the following 4 Sustainable Development Goals. At the 5th year of our operation, we expect to acquire at least 34 B2B customers from our beachhead market, with each customer having an average yearly demand of 1.12 million pieces. Our yearly turnover of delivery turns around 37.6 million pieces at the 5th year. Through this, we expect to earn a revenue of $4.47 million with a gross profit of $1.97 million. The founding team consists of 3 persons. Myself, Yasad Zaman, currently looking after the production side. My teammate, Rashik, is responsible for the business development and supply chain, while Ashfaq is looking after strategy and finance. Having these 3 founders with 3 different skill sets enables us to take care of our business holistically. By the 5th year, our dream is to reach our eco-friendly packaging to at least 30 consumer brands. Through this, we expect to be providing at least 500 jobs and achieve an annual turnover of $4.47 million by the year 2025.
We are not just dreaming. Despite of not having enough financial solvency or even the top-notch setup of machinery, we are spending hundreds of hours sweeping in almost every shop and stores in Old Dhaka, modifying the machineries at our disposal and finally bringing out the product into existence. We started our journey as three, developed our venture and received help from YSI Global. Now we are stepping into further advancement with BOILC as our fourth horseman, our partner who has provided us a seed fund to get our business off the ground. Finally, we believe sustainability is more than just buying eco. It's an unshakable commitment towards a sustainable future. Join EcoReps to innovate, create, and protect our Earth.
All right, well, thank you very much indeed, EcoReps. I think we may have had a problem with the bandwidth or with the backdrop causing some delay. I tried to rectify it by stopping the DVD and restarting, which seemed to work for a moment, but not all the way through. EcoReps, let me just find where you are. There you are, EcoReps. So there's three of you on the call, so we'll get your questions, and I assume that one of you will decide which one will answer the questions of the judges. All right, well, thank you very much for the presentation. Let me first go to Irene, please.
Hi, congratulations. So there's actually a strong movement in the plastic space to eliminate substitute materials like the one that you're proposing because of a lack of understanding of the ecotoxicity of what bioplastics might mean. So not just from a human health perspective, but also from an environmental perspective. So first, I'd like to understand a bit of that. Like, what do you know about the material you developed from an ecotoxicity perspective? And then secondly, I would challenge would like to understand, you claim that it is biodegradable. Under what conditions and under what facilities, and how do you expect your clients to make sure that the material is properly processed after its use?
Right, well, that was a handful of questions there. Please go ahead, EcoReps, see what you can manage with that lot.
Well, basically, to describe our material, it is basically our main market viable product, that is the thermoplastic one, the white one, that is comprised of bioresins, plant-based bioresins, and cellulose, which is basically originated from cotton. So it is mainly compostable material under home compostable regions, or even in industrial composting facilities. In case of biodegradation, it basically, if it is composted, it can produce carbon dioxide, water, and biomass within 150 to 180 days. In case of biodegradation.
All right, that's not all the questions answered, but let me go on to Anna, please, and ask Anna for a question.
Okay, congrats on the presentation, you and also the previous groups, because I didn't say so. I was wondering how your product is different from other biodegradable solutions already in the market.
Well, thank you for the question, ma'am. Basically, our product is different from the other products, other prevalent products in the market, because it is more or less a compound combination of cellulose and plant-based resins. There are many biodegradable plastics which are made of plant-based resins like PCL, PBAT, and PLA, but most of them are either pure, and even if additives are added, the price cannot be adjusted as per that part, because we have more cellulose content in our plastic, which means that the biodegradation time visually reduces, since plant-based resins which are produced are usually take a little bit more time to degrade in landfills or even in composting facilities.
Okay, thank you very much. Erki, can I come to you, please?
Yeah, I think I kind of share the skepticism with the previous jury members as well, because there's a huge competition. But just to clarify, as I understand correctly, so you're turning garments into bioplastic, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, that was my question. Thanks a lot.
All right, thank you, Erki. And then finally to, who have I not asked? Olga, I think. Or was it Anna?
No, Anna was asked the question actually.
Okay.
The one I also had, maybe just a short one. Do you plan to focus like geographically wise on your country, or you want to scale it to the neighboring or to the whole world? Like, what is your plan regarding?
Our main target is the European countries and the North American countries, because what we are already working on can see that the export buyers in other countries, they are facing legal problems and they need to incur a huge cost to dispose the plastic packaging. So that is why they are our main targets. And at the same time, the main competitive advantage we got over others is, first of all, our price is at least 35% cheaper than our competitors, number one. Number two is, for our supply chain, our raw materials is cellulose, right? The cotton fabric scraps, and that is found abundantly in our country in a huge amount. So that's why our costing is very less. So these two
Okay, I'm going to stop you now. I'm going to stop you now, Ashfaqal. Thank you very much. Well done, team. Well done, EcoWraps, and thank you, judges, for your questions. So another round of applause to you guys. Well done. And you're getting some applause from your audience, so well done, guys. Okay, so just for the judges, please, judges, try and keep your questions like one question at a time, because even I lost track of that one, Irene, on the number of questions that were required to be answered. So just keep it a little bit more focused, thank you. So let us move on to our next startup. I must remember to press that slide so we get the questions and answers at the right time. So the next startup after EcoWraps is Green Venture from Tanzania, and we will be starting very shortly on that presentation. Although, of course, I'm just going to give the judges a little bit more time just to make sure they've got their scores on the doors. So just a few moments, everybody, and I'll wait until I get a sign from the judges that they're ready. Okay, thank you, Olga. Irene, thank you very much, Irene. Anna's ready as well. Thank you, Anna. So, Erki, I'm going to imagine that you're on the ball and you're ready to... Yes, he is. Great stuff. Yes. Okay, everybody. So we're going to move on to the next presentation, which is from Tanzania, and the company is Green Venture.
Dar es Salaam experienced extreme floods. More than 700 houses were swept away by water, and these houses were from low-income people. Since they cannot afford cement construction, these low-income people construct houses using mud, which cannot stand disasters such as floods. At the same time with the floods, I saw a lot of plastic waste floating with the, on top of the floods, and this sparked a vision in my mind. And here is when I started
Sorry, everybody, there seems to be a hiccup there. I can't see.
Working on Green Venture, recycling plastic waste into cheap, durable, but affordable building materials for low-income Tanzanians. Our business model is a business-to-business, whereby we sell our construction materials to construction companies and they install them to customers direct. Our products are half the market price, which is 0.30 US dollars per standard brick. Our market. Africa alone has 50 million houses housing deficit, whereby in Tanzania we need 3 million houses to house people who cannot afford housing in Tanzania currently, which is a $45.6 billion market. Green Venture is going to target in making 4,385 houses per year in Tanzania. Value proposition. Well, we're going to reduce the production time by 30% compared to traditional cement bricks, and installation time by 40%. This is because when we produce our plastic recycled bricks, we can produce them and install them the same day, since you do not need to provide a lot of cooling time. Our plastic bricks, they can cool and be installed in the same day, while the traditional cement bricks needs from 3 days to 2 weeks for them to dry for installation. So this is a very time-saving option for our customers. We have half the market price. Our products are water resistant, which can help during floods. Also time-saving, hence you can use them in immediate response projects, such as building hospitals during the pandemic, while protecting the environment at the same time. Our machines that we used, it's I developed the first machine, as you can see on the bottom corner there. That's the first machine I made at the age of 15, whereby used only $20 to make the machine you can see in the bottom corner. And as time went, I kept advancing, and the machine on top is the machine we're using currently, where we use electric extruder, whereby we have thermocouples that detect the temperature. We sort the plastic into different types so that we can recycle them at the right temperature, making our process very environmental friendly. Our products are interlocking and also water resistance, which means they can have a variety of uses. And also we are transitioning into fully solar powered machines, whereby we have been having conversation already with solar companies, but currently we're using the hydroelectric power to power our machines. Our customer delivery, low-income people are going to afford construction of housing. Our products are user-friendly, hence we can reduce materials such as using of wood and cement, easy installation, and also the key learnings. People are willing and able to purchase our materials. There's value created in plastic waste, hence people collect plastic waste and sell them to us in kgs. The products are being used with multiple purposes as well. In our financials, we help to solve 40 construction companies, and we will be selling them 500,000 bricks per year. Selling our products at 0.30 USD will make us a profit of 0.16 USD per year, and selling 20 million products per year will give us a $3.3 million profit per year. Well, we're going to eliminate the use of cement in construction, and this is because globally cement contribute up to 8% of the world carbon emission, and according to the research by BBC, it shows that the pollution caused by cement is even higher than the one caused by planes currently. And recycling plastic waste, reducing ocean pollution. Our products have long life range, since plastics can take up to 500 years to decompose, and so you are sure that our products have long life. Transitioning to fully solar powered will also help reduce our carbon footprint. And combination of all this will reduce up to 90% of carbon emission compared to the current traditional cement brick construction. Well, our founding team, the CEO and founder of Green Venture Tanzania, having over 5 years of experience in plastic recycling and having been developing recycling machines. Gibson, a technician and also machine maintenance, a recent graduate from Dar es Salaam Institute of Technology. Juma, operation and finance manager. We hope to reduce the construction time by 50%, attain a valuation of 9 million in the next 5 years, manufacture 4,385 building materials for this amount of houses per year, and recycle over 100,000 tons of plastic waste in the next 5 years. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much indeed, Green Venture. So thank you. Now I'm looking onto the screen here, and there we are. There you are, Green Venture Tanzania. Thank you very much. What's your first name, please?
Edgar Edmund.
Edgar, good to meet you. Thank you very much for your presentation and some very interesting history of how you've developed your company. So thank you and well done so far. So you ready for your questions? Edgar? Yes, you're ready. Okay, excellent.
Yeah.
So let me go first to Irene, please. Would you have a question for Edgar, please?
Of course. Congratulations, Edgar. Super interesting business model. I'm curious to learn a bit about the properties of the bricks. So compared to cement, how do they react as far as like material insulation and when it actually is used in construction?
First of all, our bricks are more stronger than the cement bricks because our plastic has a higher bonding. So when it comes to durability, our bricks can last longer. And the other thing is our abilities. Our bricks, they have ability to actually retain heat. So if you build a house in like places of cold weather, you can actually enjoy all the year round because our bricks have properties to retain heat. And also because our bricks are made of plastics and not cement, when it comes to the biological aspects of building, like algae will not be growing on the bricks and deforming them. So I think the properties of our bricks makes them suitable for house.
All right. Thank you very much indeed, Edgar. Thank you, Irene. Could I come down to Olga, please?
Yeah, thank you. Just a short question. Like, do you have some calculations? How do you plan to increase the amount of jobs that the business will create?
Yeah. So currently we have over 100 freelancer plastic collecting people. So we have people who collect the plastics and sell them to us in kgs. And we hope if we are able to expand into full capacity, we'll be able to actually create employment of over 10,000 individual freelance plastic collectors. So in that case, and people who collect plastic for us, they don't need to have a degree or anything. So even if they didn't have access to education, they can still earn their living through collecting plastics for us.
Thank you.
Thank you, Olga. Impressive answer, Edgar. Well done. And then if I could come to Erki, please.
Yes, hi, thanks. Great presentation, thanks a lot. I have a very specific question or two. How fast does the material solidify? How fast does it go into solid state?
Yeah, so it takes up to 20 minutes for us to, for the brick itself to fully solidify and be ready for installation. So that means we can actually manufacture and install the bricks in the same day compared to cement bricks where they have to wait for a lot of time for it to solidify.
Okay. And the second question is, can you make this process faster? Can it solidify faster? What do you see?
Yes, the process can solidify faster. This is especially if we use our water for cooling, so we can put our molds through a water process, whereby the water can increase the cooling of the bricks.
Great stuff, thanks.
Thank you, Erki. And again, thank you, Edgar, for very good, quick answers. Thank you. We've got seconds for another one. If Anna, you have anything to ask, please.
Congratulations again. I have one that is related to one that is already done, but it's where does the raw material come from? I mean, beyond the pickers, if you have another source of yeah.
Yeah, so we already have contracts with two tourism companies in Tanzania. So Serengeti National Park, which is the largest in Tanzania, tourists throw a lot of bottles in the national park, and we have tourism companies that already provide us with those bottles that are found in the national park. So we get the bottles and use them for.
Edgar, I'm going to have to break in and say thank you very much for your answers. You did well. Thank you. Thank you all very much as well, judges. And if I can now just give you a couple of minutes to make sure your scores are there. And Edgar, you're getting rounds of applause from your judges. Well done. So just a couple of minutes and then we'll move on to the next pitch. So next pitch will be Green Bricks from Canada. Erki's ready already. Excellent. Thank you, Erki. Thank you, Olga. So we're zeroing in on the judges being ready. It's very important we give the judges time to score because after 10 pitches, unless they reflect properly each slot, it can get a little bit confusing. All right. So that's Anna's ready now as well. So we're just, Irene, are you ready? Yep, Irene's ready as well. Okay, thank you very much, all the judges. So on we go. Do be aware that the presentation can start quite suddenly. once I switch on to this screen, and here we go.
Hello, we're Green Bricks, a venture molding plastic waste into bricks for the construction of affordable, safe, and sustainable housing. In Canada, a third of all Indigenous people live in crowded spaces or have homes that require severe repairs. Additionally, 90% of all plastics in Canada are not recycled. I'll sell the bricks as sets of houses to construction organizations for about $3,200 per house. After assessing my customer segments, the three most suitable ones for my venture are Indigenous housing groups, Canadian construction companies, and non-profit home building organizations in Canada. I'm planning to partner with the Canadian Mortgage and Housing Corporation and Habitat for Humanity to start with a niche market of Indigenous people in Kitchener-Waterloo, because this group is local to me and has a high demand for affordable housing. After this, I can expand to Indigenous housing for Ontario and the rest of Canada, and then the Canadian brick production industry and North American brick market. Just to clarify, we are supplying construction organizations with bricks and not building the homes ourselves. So why are green bricks better than other external building materials? Well, from a cost perspective, plastic bricks are half the price of the next most affordable material because they're made from waste that the government is paying to get rid of. Our bricks also have double the compressive strength of clay bricks, and their design allows them to fit together without adhesives, saving construction companies time and money for labor. Aside from being more affordable and simpler to use, our material also has a life expectancy of 1,000 years, requiring little to no maintenance costs. Finally, a huge concern for Indigenous communities on reserves is toxic black mold from their moisture-heavy living environments, which is why we are building a moisture-resistant brick to prevent mold. Green bricks are meant to be used as a...
Sorry everybody, just going to stop that because it's gone out of sync, and I'm going to restart and hopefully it will pick up at the right place. Just give it time. Sorry about that everybody. No, that didn't work, so I'm going to go back and restart this one. Sorry about that, everybody.
Hello, we're Green Bricks, a venture molding plastic waste into bricks for the construction of affordable, safe, and sustainable housing. In Canada, a third of all Indigenous people live in crowded spaces or have homes that require severe repairs. Additionally, 90% of all plastics in Canada are not recycled. I'll sell the bricks as sets of houses to construction organizations for about $3,200 per house. After assessing my customer segments, the three most suitable ones for my venture are Indigenous housing groups, Canadian construction companies, and non-profit home building organizations in Canada. I'm planning to partner with the Canadian Mortgage and Housing Corporation and Habitat for Humanity to start with a niche market of Indigenous people in Kitchener-Waterloo, because this group is local to me and has a high demand for affordable housing. After this, I can expand to Indigenous housing for Ontario and the rest of Canada, and then the Canadian brick production industry and North American brick market. Just to clarify, we are supplying construction organizations with bricks and not building the homes ourselves. So why are green bricks better than other external building materials? Well, from a cost perspective, plastic bricks are half the price of the next most affordable material because they're made from waste that the government is paying to get rid of. Our bricks also have double the compressive strength of clay bricks, and their design allows them to fit together without adhesives, saving construction companies time and money for labor. Aside from being more affordable and simpler to use, our material also has a life expectancy of 1,000 years, requiring little to no maintenance costs. Finally, a huge concern for Indigenous communities on reserves is toxic black mold from their moisture-heavy living environments, which is why we are building a moisture-resistant brick to prevent mold. Green bricks are meant to be used as exterior cladding for homes. This means it would perform the same function as clay bricks, wood shingle, vinyl siding, and any other external wall layer. Our bricks also have thermal properties, which I plan on experimenting with to potentially reduce the need for further thermal control layers. In terms of competition, plastic remolding for construction is an emerging industry, and we would have first mover advantage in this market space, since we are the first plastic brick supplier in Canada. I also won't patent my brick formula, but instead keep it as a trade secret to force competitors to do their own research. To learn more about Indigenous housing, I interviewed 30 Indigenous leaders and representatives of housing corporations. I found out that the government funding given for Indigenous housing goes to housing organizations, and that communities need to apply for homes. After applying for a home, the Indigenous community would then use the funding to manage their own home construction. This helps me understand who my customer is and the different groups that I would need to contact and work with to start my project. Here's my projected financial tree in 3 years. where I'm producing just over 5 million bricks a year for 2 housing organizations that build homes for indigenous communities in Kitchener-Waterloo. Based on the number of bricks I'll produce in year 3, I would have produced enough bricks for 1,266 homes, which would be 70.5% of the market. The key driver that contributes to my profit margin are being able to scale up production and having low supplier costs. The more bricks we produce, the more profit we make. In terms of carbon footprint, manufacturing green bricks releases 70% less carbon emissions. In my beachhead market, I could save over 500,000 tons of CO2 just by building with green bricks instead of clay bricks. Each year, Canadians throw 3 million tons of plastic waste into landfills, producing 18 million tons of CO2. We can recycle at least 70% of that plastic waste into bricks, meaning we could save Canada 12.6 million tons of CO2 per year. Finally, global clay brick production releases 710 million tons of CO2 annually, meaning that on a global scale, we could save our planet from almost 500 million tons of carbon dioxide each year. Susan Wagner once wrote, "When you lift someone out of a desperate place to become a successful person, you change not just their world, but their entire lineage." Having the privilege to have grown up and volunteered around the world in countries such as Russia and Peru, I've seen firsthand what can come from fruition from a community, individuality, and collectively when compassion is met with hard work. Affordable and safe housing is key to the flourishing of any person or nation. From my extensive experience with nonprofit housing organizations, I wanted to create an innovative solution to the many problems I encountered. After hearing about a company in Colombia building homes with bricks made from plastic waste, I was inspired to bring this technology to North America and improve upon it to help our own marginalized communities. I founded Green Bricks 3 years ago, as I began my university career, wanting to create a sustainable impact. Over the past 6 months, Green Bricks has transformed from an idea to a running business. I am thrilled to announce that the prototyping phase will begin in a few weeks. Once my product passes Canadian building codes, I will raise funding for our first factory and begin production. I believe that fighting poverty starts with housing, and as an effective remedy, I am dedicated to provide sustainable, affordable, and safe building materials. We believe that the world can be changed brick by brick. Thank you for your time.
Well done, Mark. And I'm afraid, everybody, there was just a hiccup there with the transitions.
Hello, we're Green Bricks, a venture remote.
There was a hiccup with the transitions there, which is unfortunate. But I'm going to give Mark just a little bit more time on questions, just to reflect the fact that we didn't see all the slides in order, and for the judges just to reflect on any information they particularly wanted to see. Now, I'm just going to find Mark on the screens. There you are, Mark. So,
can you guys hear me all right?
We can, Mark. Thank you very much.
Thank you, guys.
I did notice an issue on the transition before the pitch there, so I'm not sure if it's actually inbuilt onto what you uploaded or whether it's actually the bandwidth causing problems. But we're going to just keep. Go ahead.
No, I believe. Well, from my experience in using PowerPoint, right? So when you put videos onto PowerPoint, it usually lags. So for future reference, if you just have the videos on different tabs and just share those screens, it usually works quicker. But it's no issue.
Okay. Well,
questions they'll ask.
We'll give you just a small amount of extra time. So please, can I go to Erki for the first question, please?
Yes. Hi. Thank you for the presentation. I had in the beginning, you said there's 90% of the plastic is not recycled in Canada. If it's not recycled, then how do you get the specific material that's necessary for your production?
So your question is basically, how do I get my plastics or the plastics that I would be using to manufacture? So because in Canada, the plastic is, well, more like the waste management is regulated by the government. There's certain regulations for people or individuals to go out and pick up plastics themselves, because the government themselves, they already invest so much money to picking up plastics. So essentially, we will be purchasing these plastics off the government, but the cost is relatively nothing. I have an example. For example, PP pellets for a metric ton, which is, those I don't know, it's 1,000 kilograms. You can get it for 17 cents. So that's the cost. It's relatively nothing. So, I mean, scaling up the cost of manufacturing would be little to nothing.
All right, thank you very much indeed, Mark. Moving now on to Anna, please.
Congratulations on the presentation. I wanted to ask if you could elaborate a bit more on the technology that you use for the fabrication.
Okay, so it's not hard. As the previous contestant explained, essentially what we do is we bring the plastics into our facility, we have them shredded, we have them cleaned, and then we turn them into pellets using an extruder. And then we cut these pellets into obviously little pellets. And then we put them into another extruder where they are then mixed with the different types of bonding chemicals, which for now I'll keep a secret. But then it's put into the extruder and then it's put into a mold. And then this mold is then set aside for cooling. And we have a special room here on campus because I'm doing my prototyping here on campus. We have a special room used for cooling. So now since we're just starting with prototyping, obviously there are different ways we can go with making the product, but for now this is the process that a lot of companies have been using, and they have been successful by using this process. So I'm going to keep using this process.
Okay, Mark, thank you. We've used up your time allocation, but I'm going to give you one more question. And if I can come to Olga, please.
Yeah, thank you. Well, first of all, I think there are a lot of Ukrainians that you know, which are in Canada, because this is one of the biggest diaspora over there. And my question is actually also about the people. For now, I see that you have 2 people in the team currently. It's you and the other guy. Like, how do you plan to extend it, and how do you plan to create the jobs?
Okay, so currently, as you said, I only have one person with me working on this, which is the professor. And the reason for that is I feel no need to add more people currently in this stage during the prototyping phase, just because I want to spend most of my time focusing on the actual prototyping and making sure that my final product passes building codes here in Canada. So once I'm closer to the end of the prototyping phase, that's when I'm starting to look at making a team of students, because I'm trying to involve the students in my university into my startup. And I'm looking for specifically architects and structural engineers to help me come up with the plans I need and blueprints.
Okay, Mark, I'm going to have to call it there. We've given you an extra minute there, but your answers were very clear. Well done, and thank you very much indeed.
Thank you, Mike.
You're very welcome. I'm sorry that the pitch wasn't as smooth as it should have been, but there we are. There we are. Hopefully everybody had a chance to get the information they needed to give you appropriate marks and scores. So thank you, Mark. I'm going to give the judges just a couple of moments to score, and then we'll be moving on. Oh no, we're not going to be moving on. Do you know what we're going to do, everybody? We're going to have a little 5-minute break. I think that's a very good idea. 5-minute break. Apparently I'm allowed to give a 5-minute break. So if everybody would be kind enough to just switch off their vids and their microphones and be back in the room for 13:07. That gives the judges particularly time for a cup of tea, cup of water, whatever, and everybody else a small break. So thank you, everybody. We will see you in 13:07. Well, welcome back everybody to part 2 of our Circular Economy Climate Launchpad semi-final. Can I just check please that the judges are all here? If you could just give me a wave or say hello. Irene, thank you very much. Okay, so we just need to wait. Ah, great. Olga, thank you. Erky, thank you. So Anna, are you here yet or not? No Anna at the moment, so just wait for a few seconds for the next pitch. The next pitch will be from Green Jams, India. And Anna's here as well. Okay, we're all here. So welcome back, everybody. And here we go. Let's hope that the syncing on this pitch does follow nicely.
Hi, my name is Sarun Jami and I'm the founder of Green Jams. I want you to look around the room that you're in and identify a wall which is close to you. Has a wall ever mattered to you? I'm sure you hang your photos and your paintings on it, but what if I can tell you that I can make that wall save money for you and offset your carbon footprint? I'm here to present to you Agrocrete, a carbon negative replacement to red bricks, fly ash bricks, concrete blocks and other conventional building materials. We sell these carbon negative blocks to real estate builders and developers at a price of 45 cents per block, which has the dimensions equivalent to 5 red bricks combined. We've identified a market worth $38 million in the Delhi NCR region when we sell only to the green real estate developers. If we sell to green real estate developers all over the country, we've identified a market worth $1.24 billion. And if we sell to all the real estate builders and developers in India, irrespective of their segment, we've identified a market worth $12.4 billion annually in India. Constructing a square meter of wall with clay bricks costs about $19. The same wall made with Agrocrete costs only about $15, and if you account for the carbon credits, that's a further reduction of $1.7, making it cheaper to construct by 30%. The end user who's going to be living inside the house would experience reduction in energy usage by about 25%. It's also climate positive because it has a negative carbon footprint. All of this happens through a patent pending zero emissions manufacturing process where we collect the crop residues from the farmers, process them into small particles and wash them with hot water. Simultaneously, we're also collecting slags, sludges and ashes from steel, paper and power plants. We combine these industrial byproducts and the crop residues with water and mold them using a regular hydraulic block making machine. We cure them in air for about 7 days and then we transport it to our users. This entire process yields blocks which basically perform in strength and durability as good as the best performing material in the market, while also having 50% higher thermal insulation, 30% lesser water absorption and 20% lesser weight. We've spoken to more than 150 real estate builders, developers and architects, and when we started, our key assumptions were that it's a very price sensitive market and the market players also care for sustainability and that strength is supremely important. We've learned that our customers want a material that is easy for unskilled labor to work with, and that they are driven more by cost than by sustainability, and that they also want a material that can withstand hammering, nailing, chiseling to draw plumbing and electrical lines. We've incorporated all of their feedback and created a material that satisfies all of their needs. If we satisfy about 22.5% of the beachhead market and sell about 18 million blocks per annum, we can make a profit worth $1.8 million per year. This is made possible because the cost of manufacturing Agrocrete is only 35 cents per block and the sale price is 45 cents, yielding a net profit of about 10 cents. This is made possible by economies of scale, where we produce these blocks at a capacity of 3,000 blocks per day, and by optimizing transportation costs within the value chain and making sure that we have large ticket size customers. Each block of Agrocrete prevents the emissions of 3.12 kilograms of carbon dioxide and captures 2.4 kilograms of carbon dioxide from the atmosphere. So by satisfying about 22.5% of the beachhead, we can remove about 100,000 tons of carbon dioxide. And this number does not account for the prevention of crop residue burning and the improved thermal insulation, both of which are global problems. Our team is led by Mr. Jailamurthy, who has about 33 years of experience working, leading projects for construction stalwarts in the country. And there is me. I'm the founder of Green Jams and creator of Agrocrete, and I have about 6 years of experience in R&D of vegetal concretes. Our business and growth strategy is handled by Varun, who brings in managerial experience from handling large format societies and events. Vishwanathan takes care of policy and business development, leveraging his skills as a practicing lawyer. Our dream is to capture 1% of global carbon emissions annually by 2025. And by the year 2030, we want to achieve a market capitalization of $1 billion and create pre-engineered carbon negative buildings that are super fast to build with. Thank you.
Well done indeed. Well done, Tarun. And I assume, Tarun, that you can hear me.
Yes, I can. Hi, good morning.
Okay, excellent. Thank you very much for that very clear presentation. And I'm just going to try.
Hi, my name is Sarun Jami and I'm the founder of Green.
I don't want to do that. I want to move on. There we are. Thank you. I don't know. Sometimes it confuses me. Okay, so there we go. Very, very well done. Let me go to our first question, please. Perhaps I could ask Irene for your question to Tarun.
Sure, Tarun. Really interesting technology. My question is about your social impact and also how you would address gender diversity in your team. So what are some elements of the social aspect of the materials that you use for the bricks? And what's your gender strategy?
Right. So to begin with, like I mentioned earlier in the pitch, the minimum scale that we're looking at is manufacturing 3,000 blocks per day. Which basically means that we employ about 12 unskilled and skilled laborers in the workforce. So the idea is to basically have women on the labor workforce as well. Going forward, we were also looking at incorporating women directors into the senior level positions.
Okay, thank you very much indeed, Tarun. Very good and important question. So moving on, please, can I come to Olga?
Well, for now, I don't think I have a question because the presentation was pretty clear and structured.
Okay, Olga, thank you very much. Anna?
Okay, congratulations on the presentations. I have a question regarding the binder that you are using.
Oh, right. Okay. Thank you, Anna. The binder that we use is basically a combination of lime sludge, fuel ashes, and slags. So we use multiple types of slags from the steel industry, the ferroalloy industries, and so on.
Okay, thank you very much indeed. And then Erki, please.
Yes, thank you for the presentation. I think soon ClimateLaunchpad should have like a green brick category by itself soon. But my quick question for you is, what's the ratio of the crop residue in your final product?
So 60% of the entire block is by volume is your crop residues. I also wanted to bring this to your attention that the entire raw materials that we use are completely upcycled. So we do not use any virgin material at all.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Excellent. Very clear answers. Thank you very much indeed. Do any of the judges have another question? We have a few seconds to go. All right, we're okay. The judges are satisfied, clear pitch, and it is all in sync. And I even started it again. I don't know why, but there we are. Well done then, Tarun. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, and thank you very much for your preparation. So we'll now give the judges a couple of moments to score that presentation, that pitch from Green Jams, and we'll be moving on next to Nature's Code. This is a team from Ghana. I met the team pitcher earlier this morning when she came on very, very early indeed. Hopefully she's on the call. Just trying to look through now, actually. There she is, yes, Ghana is there. Excellent. All right, so look into the judges, see if you're ready, please. Irene's ready, excellent. Erky's ready, thank you. And Anna's ready, so I think we're all ready to go. So I'll forward to Nature's Code. Next startup, here we go.
Everyone here on earth is born of a woman. Women are the source of our existence. Hi, my name is Selma Fidelia Kole. I am a social entrepreneur and I am the founder of Nature's Code, and a charitable foundation that serves the need of the underprivileged kids, girls, and women in rural Ghana. Lack of affordable sanitary pads for our girls and women in the rural slum of Ghana means no quality education for these girls and women. Most of these girls have to use unhygienic materials like dirty clothes, mud, ash, and some miss school during their menstruation. On the other hand, sanitary pads on the shelves are made from synthetic materials and plastic with chemicals that are detrimental to the health of women, and it is bad for the environment. At Nature's Code, we produce affordable, eco-friendly, biodegradable sanitary pads for our girls in the rural areas from organic waste of the banana stem fiber and then corn starch. Our market research shows that the sanitary pad market in Africa was valued at $528 million in 2016, and it is projected to reach $779 million in 2020. Now, our market is the B2B beachhead market, that is a supermarket, mini market, provision shops, malls, medical stores, hospitals, and NGOs, because they are the easiest access market to the customer. Our customer value proposition is to offer our customers the best affordable and hygienic, eco-friendly, biodegradable sanitary pads and disposable options to manage menstruation periods in an effective, comfortable, and hygienic way, and to educate young girls and provide strong awareness on menstrual hygiene through a well-organized seminars, workshops, and through an app. Our product is the timeless organic sanitary pad made from the banana stem fiber and corn starch. Our competitive advantage is that our products are cheaper, they are organic, locally made, and chemical free and plastic free. We're also working on our patent and certification of our products. Customer discovery. Our customer hypotheses and key assumptions are the provision of pads with education would improve attendance among menstruating schoolgirls. Rural areas would have better attendance rates than peri-urban areas upon provision of pads with education. Customers want affordable but quality products. Our product is environmentally sustainable and affordable. They also prefer a healthier organic options to chemicalized products. The lessons learned are that education about puberty and menstruation alone will not be sufficient to improve attendance at schools. Customers are ready to pay for affordable, quality, hygienic, and comfort. We have interviewed about 200 teenage girls from the Duapon Methodist Primary and JHS schools. Our financial model, our target profit yearly is 441,000 euros, with our net price per pack at 0.441 cents. Our cost price per pack is at 0.294 cents, and our profit per pack is at 0.147 cents. And with over 5 million estimated customers, Nature's Code is certain to be profitable. Our climate impact: 86.2% higher reduction of greenhouse emission, with 87 million tons of CO2 emissions eliminated yearly, with other 6 SDG goals. Our team, and of course myself, I am the founder, and we have Susan Okodede, she's admin, and we have Edna Polikuma advisory, we have Kwame Siama, he's supervisor technical, we have Barnabas Colley, and he's the branch manager. And our dream is to be one of the leading manufacturers of organic sanitary pads in Ghana and Africa, to help 20 million underprivileged girls get access to quality education by being in school at all times during their menstruation, to help save 5 million women in 5 years, to help mitigate plastic pollution, and to be valued at 50 million euros after 5 years. Timeless, be empowered, be saved, and be bold.
Okay, well, thank you very much indeed, Nature's Code. We have a little issue with the slides and the speech being out of sync. Again, I'm going to just give a little bit extra time on the questions just to allow any further detailed clarification to come out. Let's move off the presentation and move forward to our questioning. So, Erki, can I come to you please first to ask Selma, there she is, there's Selma, to ask Selma the first question, please, Erki.
Yeah, absolutely. As I'm the expert in this field, I'm privileged to have the first questions. Thank you for the presentation. I used my fantasy and I saw it as a very, very nice, convincing presentation. Now I have the first question is, what would you need to scale your production? Because currently I understand it's handmade, right? So what would you need to scale it?
So we need machinery. We need machinery to scale up. If we have machinery and a mini factory that can take our machines, we can scale up. We can produce as much as we can sell to our customers. Yeah.
And what would this machinery cost? Sorry, for the second question. What's the cost of the machinery?
Depending on the size that we want, the machines cost from $20,000 to $100,000. So we're hoping that the best that will come our way will start producing. Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much, Selma. Thank you, Erki. And thank you, Erki, for rising to the challenge. Olga, please. Go ahead, please, Olga.
Okay, sorry, I didn't hear you called my name. Thank you for the presentation. I think this is very important sector and the topic you're raising. Thank you for that. I think we missed the slide about your team. So if you can elaborate a little bit more about that, and how long time ago did you start this this venture? Thank you.
So my team, we are 5, myself, I'm the CEO, I'm the founder. And then we have Barnabas Colley, he's the brand manager, he designs the brand. And then we have advisory Edina Folukuma for business development. And then we have administrator, that is Susan Dede Oko. And then we have production and IT personnel, that is Esiama, Kwame Esiama. And then your question again, the second one again, please.
When did you start?
We started this about 2 years ago. We started working on it about 2 years ago. And we have our prototype here. You can see here. And for us, this product is more of a mission work for us. Our women are going through so much pain, going through so much, using sanitary pads on the shelf that have chemicals because it causes health problems for them. We start in our young age, and then in our old age, we have problem with UTIs and cervical cancer. So we are trying to help our young women. We are trying to help our older women to know that this is it, and that this is the best product to use, rather than using the plastic and then the chemical ones on the shelves.
Thank you.
Very good, Selma. Thank you very much. Good questions from Olga. Thank you, Olga. Can I move on to Anna, please?
Thank you so much, and thank you for the presentation. It's great, and I love the topic. I think it's something really needed. And my question goes, it's related to the social impact in terms of job creation, because it's going to be handmade, right? So I guess it will have a big impact.
Yeah. So because it's handmade, we have a room for women. We actually have employed women, more women, and then we are going to employ more young women who have dropped out of school. Some they are single mothers and they don't have work. So we are trying to get them work to do to put food on their table. And so that is our social impact. Yeah.
Nice. Thank you. Well done, Selma. Thank you very much. And then finally, Irene, do you have a question? Because we've given a little bit more of extra time here.
Congratulations, Selma. I think really interesting. I'd be curious about the material. How do you, it's banana scraps, right?
Yes.
There's a processing cycle, I imagine.
Yeah.
So is the processing also something that you handle, or do you purchase the ready processed material that you confection into the pads?
No, we handle everything from beginning to the end. We go for the sticks, the banana trees from the farm. We bring them, we extract them, and then we make sure that after extraction, we make them into pulps, and then from pulps, we mold them into the pads that we have. And these ones, they decompose within 6 weeks. They go into the land, and then the blood that goes onto it gives nutrient to the land. We don't burn it, it decomposes. And so this saves our women's life, and we are determined to make sure that our young girls who do not go to school because they do not have pads, they stay at home. We want to put them in school so that they can be equal with the guys who always are in school because they don't go through menstruation. Yes, some don't go because they feel that
Selma.
So,
okay. Thank you. You're getting really excited, but we gave you a little bit of extra time there just to cope with the out of sync presentation. So thank you very much.
Okay.
And thank you, judges, for all of your questions. Well done. Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Goodbye then, Selma. See you again soon.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll now give the judges just a few seconds to score. I'm just going to mute you now, Selma, I'm afraid. So goodbye for now. There we are. So that's Selma. And we'll let the judges just score for a few moments as we get ready for our next startup. So that's the questions and answers. Next startup. So Olga's ready. Thank you, Olga. Anna's ready. Thank you, Anna. Irene's ready. And Urka's ready too. Wonderful. So that was Nature's Code from Ghana. Next we have Plastic People. Now, Plastic People are represented in Vietnam, but they and they are cheering themselves on already. Okay, excellent. So here we go with the presentation from Plastic People.
Despite all global commitments, plastic waste is increasing year by year, predicting to sixfold by 2030. We decided to take action, finding a solution to this huge source of raw material. We do different than conventional recyclers. We transform mostly any type of plastic waste into high valuable end products through a unique circular economy approach. He's Nano Morante and Nestor Catalan, and we are Plastic People.
From all that plastic waste that he's talking about, only 20% is recycled globally. 80% nobody cares. Well, we do. And with that 80%, we create our base materials. Boards, poles, and sheets. Why these materials? Because we need a huge amount of plastic waste to create them. After, we sell it to our customers, construction and furniture companies, and they pay us back $1 per kilo of materials sold.
Vietnam is one of the biggest furniture manufacturers all over the world and has a huge demand of building materials. During our first year, we create our own beachhead market based on furniture and construction companies. Started in Ho Chi Minh City and expanding nationwide by creating a network of centers by 2023, exporting our materials and replicating our licensing model worldwide by 2025.
Our customer value proposition.
Sorry, I'm just going to stop that and see if we can restart it with it synced. Let's just see if this will work. Excuse me.
Is based not only in the properties of the material, which are great, and also end up lowering the total cost of ownership. But when our customers buy our product and they show it, they enhance their brand positioning because they are part of this huge environmental and social impact that this project is creating.
The properties of our materials are great for its final use in furniture and construction. We started our project processing more than 70 tons in 1 year of plastic waste into final products for businesses like offices, hotels, and final users. And now, architects and designers are using our materials for the collections and projects. We already applied for 2 patents that are in process.
When we started this project, we thought that people were willing to pay a little bit extra for green materials. Also, we thought that our product has to compete with wood and MDF in the properties. And also thought that our clients were going to buy from us just because it's recycled material. After talking with the clients, we learned that price is the key, is the most important feature. Second, that our material is unique and circular material, so it has its own market. And also, our clients approach us because it's a recycled material, but also buy more because the high quality, the beautiful design, and the creativity around these materials. After 1 year of experience, we can project that by the year 2023, we estimate a market of 300 clients, and only having 35% of that market share, we estimate a $2.5 million profit per year, adding value to the whole supply chain and created local, sustainable, circular economies that end up in creating more work, more jobs.
Our process and materials really make a climate impact in different aspects, starting from the water that we save in the production process, if we compare with the wood industry. Looking at the CO2 emissions, we're saving more than 14,000 tons a year by preventing plastic to be burned, and we're directly transforming and processing more than 5,000 tons of plastic waste. Finally, we have a circular material. We don't need new resources to create it. In our team, we are 6 members: Iñaki, Fernando, Huitai, Nano, myself, and you, the supportive and priceless community.
Our dream is to process as much garbage as we can globally through this circular economy approach, and also help society and enhance the environment doing it.
Aiming to reach more than $50 million profit by 2025, having a global solution, acting locally.
It's time to take action.
Let's make it happen.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, sorry again with the breakup there for plastic people.
That's a pity. It's a pity, yeah.
It's a tragedy. It's a tragedy. So again, I'm going to give extra time to enable our judges just to clarify any parts of the pitch that we should have seen. We've missed a couple of the slides, including the financials. I'm going to ask our team in the central team just to look at the issue and give me some advice as to whether there's anything I can do to deal with this. So Aditi, if you can please relay any advice to me via the chat, that would be very helpful. Okay, so I'm sorry it's not as good as it should have been for you plastic people, but we're going to give you that extra time. So is it Nestor and...
Yeah, Nestor and Nano.
Nestor and Nano. Okay. Erki, can I come to you, please, for the first question?
Yeah, sure. For the plastic people team, don't worry, the jury has their own slides as well, and I could sync it myself. Thank you for the presentation, a nice pitch deck. However, I had a first question in the deal slide. You say that you're selling recycled materials to the companies. Just want to clarify that you are selling actually custom-made new plastic products to the companies, or how far in the process are you going?
Well, we've been already for a year selling our boards and our sheets and our poles to companies to develop already their own furniture and their own construction materials. Yeah.
Okay, and to clarify, so you are not producing the solid products themselves, you're just providing them with the recycled material?
No. We produce our products from garbage and we sell them. We create the market to sell it. These are
okay, got it.
The boards,
Good design.
sheet, panels, building blocks.
Got it, thanks.
Okay, thank you very much, Nestor. Thank you, Erki. If I could move on to Irene, please.
Sure, super interesting. Could you think to build on Erki's question, similar as my previous question, could you walk us through the process all the way from collection through to processing and final product sale?
Sure. We're actually part of a supply chain, so it's not us doing all the process. We cooperate with all the stakeholders, starting from the customer or the companies that produce the waste, thinking wise on how to separate, how to prepare the plastic waste to make easier the recycling process. We work with the waste pickers and collectors, recyclers, waste management companies, and we do in that middle part the transformation of all that waste in high quality value end products. Then those products, we cooperate with architects and designers to make the final furniture, or building materials, houses, or whatever they come up with the imagination and product.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you, Irene. Moving on, please, to Olga.
Thank you for the pitch. It was great. Can you share, like, what is your plan for scaling, in particular, if you plan to scale globally?
Well, the idea that the plastic is everywhere, it gives us a really easy way to scale up. The most important thing that we have is the market and the process that we have. So because we're not based in a huge facility, we're based in small, smaller facilities that they can work and they can create a circular economy around them. We can put those facilities anywhere in the world that there is plastic. In that case, we create two things: the new market for the plastic and a lot of amount of jobs around that center.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Olga. I'm just refreshing the screen. You will have seen that, just in the hope that we start getting these presentations running a little bit more smoothly. So thank you very much, Olga. And then if I could come to Anna, please, for the last question.
Thank you very much for the presentation. I can see a lot of passion in it. And I was wondering, because you said you are using like 80% of plastics that nobody cares about. So I was wondering what type of plastics, regarding the different quality of the plastics that it's actually goes to waste.
Great. Exactly. This is exactly what we started all of this. We saw that big volume of plastics were not collected, and we're talking about plastic bags, straws, mostly single-use plastics, dirty plastic, but all thermoplastics. And what we do is making the best products out of all these types of materials. So we don't look at how to make pellets to make the same product. We look at how amazing can be a table, how amazing can be a roofing or flooring out of that formulation, that process of using that 80% of the plastics. Then we have access to a huge volume of raw material, which is there. We can give value to that material to create the circular economy and make it interesting to collect it, process it, and sell it to the final user.
we started differently than normal. Instead of getting the product and search for the plastic, we see the plastic and we created the product with the garbage that nobody uses.
Okay, great. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much indeed. Now, plastic people, just give you a second. Is there anything else you'd like to say to make us, to convince us before I move on to the next pitch?
No. Well, what we think is, no, what we think, what we saw is that we have a solution that really works. There is a market, there is a demand, and we see the possibilities. We have inquiries for not only Vietnam, other countries, asking us, guys, can we replicate this model? And we were building up solid foundations on that. And now we see the possibilities of scalability.
And one more small thing is that our product is totally circular. We can recycle our products countlessly.
Now, if you give somebody an inch, they will take a mile if they're not careful. Well done, guys. Thank you very much indeed.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you for that. All right. Well, I've now refreshed the slides. I'm hopeful that perhaps we can move on in sync. It seems that some are working fine, some not working so well. So well done, plastic people. So just give the judges a couple of minutes to score, and then we will move on to the next pitch. The next pitch is from Skosh AB of Sweden. Okay. So just waiting for the judges. Olga's ready. Thank you very much, Olga. Irene. Okay, thank you. Right, I'm going to move us on. Unfortunately, I can't see my chat bar at the moment, so I'm assuming that we've got everybody. Irene's fine. Excellent. Let's crack on then with the next pitch.
Hello. Did you know that the household cleaning liquids you have at home, such as this one, are 95% water wrapped in one-time use plastic bottles? To us, this doesn't make sense. This is why we started Skosh, to create a sustainable alternative to these cleaning products by getting rid of plastic waste and toxic ingredients. How do we achieve this? The main ingredient of cleaning liquid is water, something you already have at home. So we provide you with cleaning agents in the form of tablets, which turn your tap water to actual cleaning liquid. Our tablets are a unique way of creating cleaning liquid, as we are integrating innovative microbial cleaning technology. We sell these to private households for €2.50 per tablet, resulting in 500 milliliters of high-quality cleaning liquid. Also, we bring cleaning back to the essentials by concentrating on the three most important cleaning areas everybody needs: multipurpose, bathroom, and glass cleaning. We're targeting people who value sustainability, so-called eco-actives and eco-believers who make up 40% of the Nordic population, such as Laura from Stockholm, who told us that she's desperately looking for a sustainable household cleaning product that actually works. Our directly obtainable market of sustainable household surface cleaners has a volume of 47 million euros here in the Nordic European countries. And if we look beyond our target group, the surface cleaning market in the Nordic countries has a volume of 191 million euros. And all over Europe, even bigger with several billion euros. Our value proposition is an increased cleaning effectiveness while establishing a healthy environment for the consumer. Current cleaning liquids maybe seem to be effective on the first sight, however, through the use of chemicals, they actually are only killing bacteria, both good and bad. So as you can see on the left here, a microbial imbalance is caused, bad bacteria to re-emerge quickly. So there's only a short-term cleaning effect, and it increases the risk for autoimmune diseases such as asthma and irritations. In turn, our solution is replacing bad bacteria with good bacteria, visible on the right here. This enables microscopic deep cleaning and a long-lasting cleaning effect. And most importantly, it reduces the risk for autoimmune diseases. And even though we are competing against big brands, we are able to offer our solution at a cheaper price than the average baseline solution. And this is how our solution looks like. We offer our customers a worry-free starter kit, which includes everything they need for starting their sustainable cleaning procedures. Our cleaning tablets are biodegradable, and we are solely using eco-friendly ingredients, which are non-toxic and also sourced and processed in a sustainable way. Next to sustainable cleaning tablets, we offer our customers reusable bottles made from recycled plastic that are uniquely processed to last forever. This ready-to-go solution can be bought online with only one click. We interviewed more than 75 customers, partners, and suppliers. conducted social media and landing page campaigns, and sent 900 test tablets to interested consumers. We learned that people care about sustainability, however often don't take actively steps to be more sustainable when it comes to household cleaning products. So ready-to-go solution is required. We sent 900 test tablets to interested consumers and learned that 8 out of 10 persons are willing to switch to our more sustainable cleaning tablets. Furthermore, we ran a landing page pre-order campaign where we have received orders worth more than 5,500 euros within a short amount of time. With 20% of our beachhead market, we are able, which is around 1.1 million customers here in the Nordics, we are able to make 9.1 million euros in profits a year. Our key value drivers are large market size, low material cost, and recurring revenue from each customer we acquire. With the same 20% of the market, we are able to save around 16,000 tons of CO2 emissions a year. The highest amount of these are saved through the prevention of new plastic bottle production, but also compared to the baseline solution, we are able to reduce transportation CO2 emission by 96%. Furthermore, by using clean microorganisms, we can even achieve a positive impact on the environment by contributing to water purification and to maintain a natural microbial balance. And this is the team. We are 3 co-founders who met at Lund University. We have complementary skill sets in marketing, business, and product development. We are further supported by Aitan and Anneli, who take care of community management and social media. Our dream is to bring the cleaning industry back in line with trends in society and sell at least 500,000 tablets by 2022. We are convinced that making use of microorganisms in household cleaning products will define the future of how cleaning liquids work. We aim to position ourselves as pioneers in these dehydrated biotech cleaning solutions. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you very much indeed, Tom from Skosh. I doubt if I pronounced that correctly, but very well done indeed. Okay, so let us go for some questions and answers from our judges. So can I start off with Erki, please?
Yes, indeed. Hi, thanks for the great presentation. I had a question. I mean, with these eco products, business to consumer products, there's always this pain that they're kind of concentrated on a very specific target group of people, so-called eco activists. So what do you see the potential of your product? How would you scale out of this niche, and how would you make the ordinary people who drive diesel cars to use your product?
Thanks for the question. First of all, can you hear me? Because I think my internet connection sometimes breaks up a bit.
We've got you. Go ahead.
Okay, cool. So yeah, thanks for the question. I think that the early adopters or the target group we target those eco.
Tom, I'm afraid we have now lost you. Can you start again? Can you repeat? Okay, Tom, we can't hear you at all, and your video is frozen as well.
Can you hear me from my phone now?
Yes, we can hear you from your phone.
Okay, perfect.
Sorry, can I interrupt? Tom, can you switch off your video so that your internet would be better working without the video?
Yeah, perfect. Okay, I'll do that. So back to the question. Good question. First of all, we start by targeting eco-actives because that's kind of our early adopter target group. Later, of course, we want to expand to other target groups. Our strategy here is to get into large retail chains. We think that's the most suitable way in order to get to, as you said, the normal persons who drive the diesel cars and who maybe not want to change their buying behavior for a more sustainable clean liquid at the moment. But once they have this very simple solution in a retail store, then we are convinced we can also convince other target groups.
All right, thank you. That came across very clearly now, Tom. If you could just switch off your video, though, on your PC.
Yep.
That's great, Tom. Good. Now we can hear you clearly, so let's move on to Irene, please.
Sorry, I had a hard time finding the mute button. So you mentioned that the bottles are also made from recycled plastics. I also saw in the visuals that you've thought about the packaging to make it out of cardboard and stuff. Could you share a little bit about the packaging footprint associated to the tablets, and as a whole, how does that compare to packaging production for the existing cleaning products on the market?
Great, good question. So we are, of course, using as long as possible, as far as possible, the most sustainable materials for all of our packaging. For example, each tablet or the tablets are packed in FSC paper, which still has a moisture proof coating. What we try to do is that we pack several tablets in one pack, which would then even reduce the footprint we create ourselves by packing the tablets.
I'm afraid, Tom, we've lost you. So an alternative is for you to use the chat bar and to type in a message reply or email. No, can't use email. But Tom, we've lost you again, I'm afraid. All right, we've lost you entirely, Tom. So unfortunately, we're going to have to move on without completing the question slot, unless anyone's got any other ways we can actually get more out of Tom.
Is there, maybe I'm back now.
You're back, go
sorry.
ahead, okay. Can you remember the question you were answering?
I don't know when I cut off, but eventually I can also type the answers. Maybe that's a bit better then.
Well, if you can manage that, but what I'm going to do is ask Anna for her question, and then I'm afraid we probably have to round it up. But Anna, can you ask a question of Tom, please?
Sure. Yeah, thank you for the presentation. You mentioned that the tablets are biodegradable, so I was wondering what are they made of and the technology that you are using for their production. I know that you probably cannot tell everything, but just a bit.
Yeah, good question. I will just try to answer until I'm gone. So we basically use just biodegradable ingredients such as citric acid, sodium bicarbonate as the basis for the Everscent tablet. And then, as I mentioned in the pitch, microorganisms to improve the cleaning effectiveness. So all these ingredients are biodegradable. When it comes to, and that's I think your question, to the tablet pressing itself, it's often difficult because you need binders and lubricants which might not be biodegradable. However, we managed to create a formulation which does not need any binders to press the tablet, and therefore we basically all of our ingredients are biodegradable. I can't disclose all of them, but I think that maybe should give you an idea of what we are integrating.
Thank you.
Excellent, well done, thank you very much. So perfect pitch, and you've overcome some of the issues with giving us your answers, so well done, Tom. Now I'm going to move us on now, and thank you very much for your pitch and your answers. Thank you. So everybody, we're now moving into the last pitch of the day for this particular group, and this is from Ware, Denmark.
Hi, my name is Lily and I'm the founder of Ware, and we're a textile upcycling company on a mission to make fashion waste-free. And this is important because fashion is one of the most wasteful industries, with less than 1% of all textiles being recirculated back into the fashion system. The problem is that there is no scalable way to reuse the imperfect textiles. This means that jeans like this, with just a tiny hole or stain, ends up being either downcycled or simply thrown away. This is a massive waste of our limited resources, and we're changing this by making textile upcycling scalable. So simply put, we transform discarded and imperfect textiles into upcycled fashion. So our first product is these upcycled sneakers that we sell to conscious and fashion-minded consumers at an affordable price point of €100 per pair. Our beachhead market is the sustainable fashionistas, but we're actively working towards reaching the global sustainable fashion market through both our online sales and marketing campaigns and by expanding our product line. When it comes to sustainability, Wear has a very low environmental impact, both compared to the conventional, but also the other sustainable sneaker brands. This is mainly because we're using fabric that is already there and we're using it as it is. Unfortunately, sustainability isn't everything, and price is a big barrier that prevents people from actually buying sustainable fashion. And we believe that in order to really make a big difference and be an actual alternative to the fast fashion brands, people shouldn't compromise on price in order to buy our products. This is why affordability is key for Wear and the reason for a relatively low price point, which we're working on getting even lower. So through mass manufacturing, we can unlock the scalability potential. So for us, it's really important to find textile waste streams that can be semi-standardized. So for example, in our upcycled sneakers, we're using discarded jeans and workwear. And for the rest of the shoe, we're using natural and recycled materials. Overall, we're using circular design principles so we can create products that are as sustainable as possible throughout the entire life cycle. So for our shoes, we're using waste to make the product, but at the same time, we're making it recyclable so it doesn't become waste when it reaches end of life. On the other hand of mass manufacturing, we have social manufacturing because we believe that upcycling represents a golden opportunity for co-creation and empowerment, which is why we're offering upcycling workshops where we teach people how to make their own upcycled products from textile waste. And at the same time, we're also going to offer job opportunities through social manufacturing for people who have a hard time entering the job. In our customer discovery phase, we came in with the assumption that people wanted unique designs, and this is true, but we found that retailers, they definitely don't because it's difficult to sell, and they risk not being able to offer the customers what they want since there's only one of everything. And this is why, because retailers are a big part in actually reaching a larger audience and thereby making a big difference, that we change our focus towards more standardization and keeping the uniqueness in the details. Our financial shows that with a market share of 30% of our beachhead market, we can reach a profit of 8.5 million euros, with the key drivers being cost and market size. And cost is something we can already now bring down in our second production round, both of course because we're putting in a larger order, but also because we can standardize more based on the learnings that we had from production round number 1. So because we're using the fabric as it is, and we're skipping resource-intensive steps such as dyeing and spinning and weaving. So overall, we're saving 8 kilos of CO2 equivalent per pair, which leads to around 4,100 tons for 30% of our beachhead market. And this number will only get even bigger as we expand our product lines, because the sneakers is only our first step in our journey towards creating a circular fashion revolution where we can give textiles new life and at the same time retaining the value within the fabrics. With me on this journey towards waste-free fashion, I have Felicia, our production guru, Martina, our marketing superstar, and Emma and Linda, our sustainable designers. And we know that we can't make the change necessary alone, which is why our dream is to create a model that can make textile upcycling scalable, so we can lead the way forward and make an upcycling and not downcycling the #1 solution for the imperfect textiles. So we believe by doing this that we can become the catalyst for creating a waste-free fashion revolution. Thank you so much for listening.
Very well done, Lily. Very well done indeed. Good pitch. So thank you very much for that. We'll be coming to our judges momentarily whilst I move on. There we are. Great. So, Lily, can I just test that you can hear us and we can hear you, please?
Yes. Can you hear me?
We can, loud and clear. Yes, that is a relief.
Yeah.
So the pitch worked and we can hear you. This is good. Right then, let us crack on with your questions though. So if I can go to Anna first, please.
Sure. Thank you for the presentation. Congratulations. So my question is related to how will the sneakers be recyclable when it comes to the end of life to make it completely circular? So do you have a plan for this phase? So it even if they are recyclable, they don't end up in a landfill. Sorry.
Yeah. So the reason why they're recyclable, first of all, is because we're using, so in normal sneakers, there's, for example, metal eyelets, and we're designing to make it like with as few different materials as possible, which is why our sole manufacturer can actually recycle them. So we have a take back program. Of course, now we're only beginning, so it is like we're testing it out, but we're doing everything we can to make sure that when they reach end of life, that people will return them to us, so we can return them to the factory so they can be recycled into new soles.
Great.
The whole shoe.
Thank you.
Very clear. Thank you very much indeed, Lily. Thank you, Anna. Irene, please.
Did you say Irene or Erky?
Irene, please.
Okay. Lily, I think it's a beautiful business model, and really like how it's a women-led organization, business venture. So you're based in Denmark, and have you thought how your product compares to other sustainable sneaker brands out there that are emerging across the European market, and what differentiates you when it comes to positioning yourself in this market?
Yeah, we really have, because you're right, there are really emerging a lot of sustainable sneaker brands, which is of course awesome. I think where we differentiate ourselves the most is the upcycling part. So most other sustainable sneaker companies, they recycle mostly ocean plastic actually, which is something we try to go away from, because we really want to try to not use plastic in a product which has a lot of abrasion, thereby releasing microplastic. So that's one thing to focus on, like using more natural and recycled materials, and then the upcycling, that we're actually using a material as it is. So we don't have all these steps where where you need to make a new material. So I think that's it. And then of course our price, which we made like an average of all the sustainable sneaker prices, and found that ours is quite a lot lower, which is something we're working on getting even lower, which I think is super important to make the difference needed.
Thank you very much, Lily. Thank you, Irene. And we have 30 seconds left. Can I come to Olga, please?
I just wanted to say thank you, and it was a great pitch and a great product. I wanted to ask about the differentiation between all the sustainable brands, but I've already received my answer.
Yeah.
So just congrats to the female-led company.
Thank you. And maybe just as a last comment, then if there's no question, then I think, so shoes, as we also said, is like the first product, because sneakers are so unsustainable. So we wanted to start with that. But we're definitely already now looking into like other fashion products that we can make from the textile waste. So it's going to be really cool.
Excellent, Lily. Very good pitch. Well responded to on the answers, and we give you our thanks and our good luck wishes for the future.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Lily. All right, everybody. Well, we now have concluded the pitches for this particular group. Thank you, everybody, for all your pitches. You can check out the live stream on our websites. The judges will now be wanting to collate their scores and discuss those that we're going to be recommending to go forward to the grand final later in the week. So once again, many thanks to everybody. And of course, I now need to ask you to leave the room and see you in the main arena. So thank you, everybody, and goodbye for now from us.